Khubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Orange Nissan Loom Sopo near Fire Brigade Shillong. Ringkat bat ka net foodish. Ordar mapi. Minwan ra mangi hakerdog ying jongpi.
Will maintain social distance? Yes, social distance.
Ki MLA jong ke Kongres kila Hiar sya Khappud hakasnong Ïongkhuli kabadai ke Jaka balami ke Jingïakynad hapadeng ke Meghalaya bat ke Assam na ke benta ban lum jingtip halor ke Jingjia badangshen bat ban wad ya ke daw tenrai jong ke Jingjia. Ki MLA ke Kongres ki bala Hiar sya ke Jaka ki kentum ya Dr. Mukul Sangma ubadai ru unong elam kaliang persya nang tadi uba Himalaya syang peliang MLA ke Mau Senram, uba Mohindro Rapsang MLA ke West Shillong, Miani di Shira MLA ke Ampati, bat uba Meral Bonds Im, uba day u MLA jong ke Nongpo constituency, haga jingidon lang uba Balaji Rani MDC ke Nongpo, ki Bor District, kila poiru syakatai ke Jaka ban penne ya ke syongsuk syongsan kamtam ki paitba nong syong snong bakim day ban syong ha ke jingsir da ke bapenti kenaru baka sorkar ka day ban ai ke jingyada ya ki paitba habadon ke no ke huri hura. Haba keren sikilat pathai kubor menta kesngi u Dr. Mukul Sangma ulaong baka jinglet jong u bat ki MLA Kongres syakatai ke Jaka kalong ban tip nadu tenrai halor ke Jingjia ke Balajia ha ke arpu henreutrik ubnai naitung ba ki pulit ke Assam ki lawan ban weng jubor ya ki pos elektrik wat hapadeng ke jing persya jong ki paitba bat kumjuru u MDC ke Mauhati constituency.
Maintain social distance? Yes, social distance. Agus kasan ekonomi bapa na apa node biungke. Mo ini kan je rungga pa nami country sa ano ko para pa ano ko. These are because of the sale of land. So they have to be very cautious when they are selling land for individuals. Siapa jahat dona nanggaran gigi ni tak dona itu. Been a privilege to also meet the local people here, the Gaubura and other residents, the senior citizens. We have heard them. We wanted to know from the ground zero as to what is happening. We must understand one thing, that in respect of any problem pertaining to the areas of difference along the Assam, Meghalaya border areas, there has been parameters discussed as to how to maintain order and not to create any kind of lawlessness in those areas. And based on those mutually agreed terms and conditions by both the states, Assam and Meghalaya, it was very clearly indicated that any areas wherever we have any reason to have any confusion or lack of clarity pertaining to anything, the two district administration must meet and resolve issues. When they cannot, then it will be taken up at the Chief Secretary level. Therefore, it will be only appropriate for both sides to always adhere to those terms and conditions which were mutually agreed to by both the government. That was done during the time when I had the last meeting to have those terms and conditions laid down properly so that we don't have repetition of unpleasant incidents which we witnessed in Langpi in 2010. And today what is happening is that I think there is this lack of coordination amongst the counterparts. That should not happen because the authorities are responsible for ensuring peace and tranquility, peace and harmony. Any incident which triggers this kind of misunderstanding and resulting in any kind of lawlessness, you cannot sometimes, rule out as to how far it will go. You have seen in areas where small things, we have to ensure that problem, if emerging from any area, should be nipped in the bud. There shouldn't be any chance for any conflict to grow. Because at the end of the day, we want to ensure peace and tranquility. Therefore, today in our interaction, in course of our interaction, we have been able to know what exactly was happening. There is a need for the district administration from Rivoy to engage with the counterpart to ensure that repetition of whatever has happened on the 26th of last month doesn't get repeated. And providing the kind of necessary security so that the sense of security prevails amongst the residents is also the responsibility of the government and government through the district administration. We will be reiterating that government take cognizance of these type of challenges associated and promptly act. Any delay in acting and allowing things to go beyond control will have its negative ramifications unnecessarily. We must avoid that. We will be taking up these issues, and government obviously has its responsibility. Government should ensure the sense of security amongst all the people across the border. And it is not only the responsibility of the state government of Meghalaya, it is also the responsibility of the state government of Assam, because any action from their end should not create this kind of chaotic disorder.
So we ask
the whole exercise that is expected to happen whenever a discussion starts with an intent to resolve this long-standing problem pertaining to this Assam-Meghalaya border issue. We understand that resolving this kind of issue is not such an easy task because it has to be mutually agreed upon. It cannot be one-sided, definitely. That's why you are discussing with the counterpart. Therefore, we'll have to look at what is acceptable. Now, what is acceptable means what is acceptable to the people. Okay. What is acceptable to the people is the only parameter which should be the guiding principle to arrive at any solution. The moment we decide on anything which is not acceptable to the people, then it will amount to imposition. For that matter, why is these areas of difference along Assam-Meghalaya border? Because the people of the state disagrees to accept whatever interstate border was demarcated by the Survey of India, based on the Northeastern Reorganization Act 1971. Therefore, this has to be discussed and arrived at in a manner which is acceptable to the people. And in order to justify the claim, in order to substantiate our claim over the areas which we are claiming as part of Meghalaya, today I must tell you that exhaustive exercise have been already made by the state government when I was the chief minister. Okay, and very comprehensive documentation has been prepared in order to substantiate our claim over all those areas which we claim as part of Meghalaya, to justify that these parts which are falling within the areas of differences belong to Meghalaya. Okay, the whole documentation to justify our claim has already been prepared and submitted to Assam government, based on which we should discuss, and Assam has sought time to study those documentation. They have taken time. Now, the discussion, when they sit and discuss, it should be on the basis of this documentation, because these documentation are based on the claim over the land by our people. Okay, so they already have a ready-made documentation which should be able to guide both the government, and I hope they will take cognizance of those material which is available with them and work on those. I'm sure they will have all the inputs. Meghalaya government will have enough material to justify our claim, because that work has already been done. Okay, so I hope the interest of the state is protected, the interest of the people are protected, and any decision that is proposed to be arrived at is something which is acceptable.
What is your expectation, sir?
Be available. The documentation which is submitted to them to justify our claim
is my stand. Okay.